I have a point of order.
Yes, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. Madam Chair, you accused me, and I'll use your words, of interrupting everyone.
Yes.
That's a superlative. Interrupting everyone, which is unparliamentary. So, Madam Chair, I would bring that to your attention, and I would ask you to make a ruling as to whether or not that should be withdrawn. Does Ms. Thomas, interrupt everyone?
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. Pretty excited to bring you a committee investigation clip. These are always wild. We got the heavy hitters, Larry Brock, Michael Barrett, Rick Perkins, Shannon Stubbs, Stephanie Kusi, Michael Cooper, Michael Chong, Michael Barrett. Let's get into it. They're always interesting. The witnesses are always difficult. That's part of the fun. Let's check out this crazy stuff that's happening in committee. Let's go.
Your resolution to this
would be raised on a point of order, which you cannot move a motion on a point of order.
Correct.
I agree with you. You cannot move a motion on a point of order, Mr. Mohammed. But I think that this is requesting that the meeting be adjourned because it's now 5 minutes after 6.
I have the chair. I have the floor, Madam Chair. And I'm in the middle of a question round, and I've been interrupted numerous times by the members across the way.
And we have suggested at the beginning, when we went to this last round, that we had until 5 minutes after 6. I'm looking at the clock. It is now 5 minutes after 6.
Madam Chair,
this committee would like to continue with this discussion, I would like to hear from the committee with regard to adjournment. There's no debate on this. There's a question.
No, I do have the floor, Madam
You have
Chair.
the floor, but the meeting is over, Ms. Thomas.
It's
No,
not
it
over.
doesn't just end
5 minutes after
when I'm in the
6.
middle of a question round.
Yeah.
We had points of order that did that. We have to leave this room at a certain time, I'm told by the chair, by the clerk, and so we have to vacate
I don't know
the
that that's
room.
entirely true. Perhaps you could check with the clerk and see if we could
Clerk,
extend another
inform-
5 minutes.
Ms. Thomas, you seem to have this penchant for arguing with everyone who makes any suggestions.
Well, that's
we
quite
do
the
have,
Point of
I was
order.
told,
That
and
is
we heard,
inappropriate.
Mr. Lawrence, please allow me to speak. When we were going to this last round, Mr. Shampoo suggested that we should find out how much more time we have left so that we could do 25 minutes. The clerk informed me then that we had till 5 minutes after 6. It was clear, she said it, I repeated it. So this is not a
Point of order,
something I'm
Madam Chair.
making up.
Point of order, and you have a obligation to listen to my point of order. This is not optional.
go ahead with your point of order, yes.
No, it is not adjourned. And
not
I have a
adjourned
point of
because we
order,
didn't
and we're
call a
continuing
question.
on here. Because he raised a series of non-point of orders, which you, against the rules, recognize. That was against the rules. That got rid of her time. It would be an affront to democracy if you do not allow her to continue. This was clearly an obstruction of the process. Please continue to allow Ms. Thomas. Otherwise, I will be bringing a point of privilege.
Right. We now have, it's now 10 minutes after 6. Clerk, do we have time to finish this meeting?
That's up to the committee. I can
We don't have UC to do this.
Pardon?
Nope.
It's up to the
No,
committee.
it's in the committee, sorry.
The clerk informs me it is up to the committee to decide whether they want to
I
continue.
have a point of order.
Yes, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. Madam Chair, you accused me, and I'll use your words, of interrupting everyone.
Yes.
That's a superlative. Interrupting everyone, which is unparliamentary. So, Madam Chair, I would bring that to your attention, and I would ask you to make a ruling as to whether or not that should be withdrawn. Does Ms. Thomas, interrupt everyone? Because if she does, then your statement stands. But if it can be proven that she does not interrupt everyone, a superlative, then you must withdraw. I would ask for your ruling as the official chair of this committee.
I think, Ms. Thomas, to decide whether you interrupt everyone, I'm going to have to go back into the past blues and read every one of them to find out if this is true. But it is on the record, and if you like, I would withdraw the term everyone and say you often interrupt people in this committee, whether it's other members or witnesses or everyone who has something to say. If you disagree with them, you interrupt. Often you do that. This is a pattern that you have, and I don't like it because it's not in keeping with having a respectful meeting. And I'm going to state that clearly. We need to be respectful here. We need to have decorum here. We are a parliamentary committee. We're not a little group of people chatting around here and throwing stones at each other. So let's try and be respectful. So, Mr.
Sorry, point of order.
Yes.
You just said we don't throw stones at one another, but I seem to be the object to which you throw stones quite often.
Ms. Thomas, I think this is getting to be just a little bit too much. I correct anyone. I have corrected people who have interrupted everyone. I've corrected them, and each time to keep decorum in this committee. So I think it's time we go with the decorum of this committee, and I'm going to ask a question right now of this committee. Do you wish this meeting to continue, or do you wish this meeting to adjourn?
Recorded division. Recorded
All right,
division.
recorded division. Thank you. Clerk, can we record the division, please?
The question is to suspend the meeting, adjourn the meeting. Mr. Noor Mohammed.
Yes.
Monsieur Coteau.
Yes.
Ms. Latanzio.
Yes.
Ms. Gainey.
Oui.
Monsieur Serry.
Oui.
Mr. Wall. No. Ms. Thomas.
No.
Monsieur Gourde.
No.
Mr. Lawrence. No. Mr. Champoux.
Oui. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. What do you think, gang? Point of order, Mr. Chair. What is going on in these committee meetings? We do get the best of the best. Larry Brock, Garnet Genu, Rick Perkins, Michael Chong, Michael Cooper, Shannon Stubbs, Michael Barrett, with Stephanie Cousy. The list goes on and on. They're always super interesting. Something else that's super interesting is the live show that we cover. We cover every question period daily broadcast. It's fun. Come join the community. It's a fun chat room if you like that kind of thing. We keep it clean, but we're learning about Canadian federal politics, and we'll continue with that and these series of videos about the committee meetings. So like, subscribe, get notified, share, all that fun stuff. Check out one of the other videos floating around here. We'll catch you next video. Thank you very much for watching this one. Also, check out our live broadcast. It's really fun. Like, subscribe, get notified, and share. All those fun things. We'll catch you next video. Thanks for watching. Things really are heating up in Parliament, guys. You gotta see this one.
That was almost 2.5 years ago. When will you write the check?
It's not my check to write, but I will follow up with the officials under whose program this fits. We do run schools at Six Nations. That is not the only school in at Six Nations.
Why doesn't your minister, this is to Ms. Wilson, why doesn't your minister, Minister Haidu, have the professional courtesy to respond to members of Parliament who are duly elected to represent a number of Indigenous nations? Why do I have to plead and beg for a response? This is shameful, it is disgusting, and I hope you relay the message directly to her, how disappointed I am in the way that she conducts her ministry.
Like and subscribe. Get your Canadian federal politics right here.